What is up YouTube? This is Kai. We're back with another video after so long because of the release of the third boosters. Right, we did Exo Sisters deck profile before. If you guys have watched it, you probably know the release of the Burst Protocol. A lot of decks getting buffed and a lot of the decks appears in the environment. So now we're gonna talking about another deck that is getting support as a tactical try deck as well. If you guys already guessed it by saying the word tactical try, and is Rescue Ace. I was playing Rescue Ace like a few years ago. If you guys know, I forgot if I did any video of it. So now we're gonna do a deck profile of this because it's one of my go-to decks before. So the deck's getting supports. Of course, of course, we're gonna do a deck profile. So we're gonna be explaining how the deck builds work now because, well, it's obviously a lot of more difference than before. For example, like before we have 3 emergencies, we have the Alliance package, difference, and so on. And for now, we're still gonna set 4 pass, but of course, without like any fancier stuff and so on. And also we have a lot of different builds you can see online, like the Finsmith RAs or the Azamina SQAs, or a lot of different Rescue A's, you name it. So without further ado, let's go into the profile. This is my choices of pairing for the decks, which is not Finsmith, by the way. So let's get into the profile. First off, 1 Turbulence, and it changes build. The first one is that you will not be playing more than 1 Turbulence anymore, because you have ways to shuffle back your stuff. So you only need 1 Turbulence, and you have ways to get it back from your banished piles, from your graveyards, anywhere. So yeah, it's 1 Turbulence. And 2 Preventer. I still like the 2 Preventer because it floats when it's sent to the graveyard. So it's a go-to for emergencies. It's a go-to when getting destroyed. You can bring back this, and you can bring back the new Link Force, which I'll show you later. The new cards of Burst Protocols. And the 3 Impulse. This is your own hand traps of Rescue Ace. And if you get Maxis or get Fuas, and you don't want opponent to like draw any more the advantage, this is your go-to cards to search of your Hydrant, because Hydrant search any monsters. If you're like emergencies into your Hydrant, but you get Maxis or Fua in the process, or Muchamis, whatever, you don't want to overextend, you get to search this and then you get the pattern. I do that most of the time because like I don't want the opponent to draw that much against my decks, because Rescue Ace, it is still a little bit fragile with that not much of a setups do like under those kind of hand traps. Although draw is really like not that impact to this deck because you can play through draws no matter what, but you still need this because the only structures are this, and of course the Airlifter. This is mostly all your structures, and this is the only place where you can draw, so it's fine. So you can this into this, or you can this into emergencies and then pass turn. So during opponent's turn, emergencies into whichever stuff you need. This is the important Rescue Ace monsters, and the targets for Impulse is Fire Attackers. I'm not playing Fire Engine because I feel like you need this to draw your combo piece into your hand traps a bit more than just go for Airlifter for emergencies. You may play the other one as well, but I choose this. And the newest addition is Quick Attacker. For you guys don't know what this card does, it's a warrior, and if you guys in your hand, you can return 1 Rescue Ace card from your hand or field face up, return to the deck. If you do summon this card, you can tribute this card on the field. If you do, search 1 Rescue Ace monster from deck to your hand, and if your opponent controls a monster, you can search summon that monster that you added to your hand. So for going second, you're not only just searches, you get to free monsters. You can free whichever your monsters needed at the moment, and also it's unbreak your hands. So you can return your Rescue Ace trap. You can return your HQ headquarters, because you can easily search headquarters now. So you can use this to shuffle back. Free special and effect tribute to search. If you want to search, you can search for Impulse. You can summon for your big monsters, and you don't need that much because you only need it once. When you need it again, you get ways to shuffle back. So that's why you only play 1. And I chose to play the Double Star package because I wanted to access to my level 1 Hydrant as much as possible. And the other card here is this supposed to be the original Synthos Boy, so I just gonna edit this as original Synthos Boy because I couldn't find my original Synthos Boy, so my bad. For the TCG version, the original Synthos Boy is gone, so this package doesn't really need it anymore if you want to play RSQS. So you can change the build into like Finsmith, go to the Chorizo's package, and then go for Burning Knuckles, search for Warrior. That's fine as well, but that, to my opinion, is you open yourself into Nibiru, which is really unnecessary for Rescue Ace. So I choose this package instead. Or you can just play pure like for small worlds, 1-for-1. Those did the job as well. And next up is gonna be Hand Traps, Ash, Maxi, Fualos, and Bell. Bell is for Mitsurugi. I like the Bell. And also against Call Bite, if they Call Bite your Preventer, is just really pain because you can't float for 2 turns. It's really will really affect the game. So that's why I play the Bell 1 here because, well, just because. And then that's it for the monsters. For the spells, the Rescue spells, Emergency, Rescue Alert, HQ. Gladly this is at 2 now, and HQ is searchable now, so it never was a break. You never have to hard draw it. It has specific ways to search it, so that it doesn't matter. Call by the Grave, Reinforcement, and Prosperity. These are consistency stuff. This is for anti-hand trap. This is for search because, like I said, you have a lot of search. Yes, you can play through draws, but if you start with these, you might end up getting draw, but you still need consistency. So yeah, these are inevitably needed. 3 Impulse because all the cards in the decks are fire, so why not? And 1 Extinguish, 1 Contains. That's all you needed. No extra other traps you don't really need it, to be, in my opinion. So that's all you needed. For the extra decks is kind of flexible in my opinion because we have used, like in the old days, you still have a lot of slots. So these are the Links, Almirash, Link Kribo, and Relinquish. Almirash is like sometimes you wanted to access into Sunlight Wolf in order to like grind when your hand is like mediocre, so you need Almirash in certain times. Linkuribo is Linkuribos, Anima is Anima, and then Charmers. The basic Link tools, you needed this. This is a new one. This is called the Leviathan, and if you guys don't know what this card does, it's a 2 fire attribute monsters materials. During other player's main phase, you can tribute another fire attribute monster you control. If you do special summon a fire attribute monster from your grave that is level lower than the monster you attributed, so you can tribute your Turbulence into your Hydrant or Airlifter, and then your Turbulence float from your banish, and you can bring even more monsters. You can like literally splash your monsters. You can grind through all of things. And then it's your second effect. Is this card face on the field. Your face downs, Spell Trap Zone cards cannot be destroyed by card. When it's destroyed by card effects, you can banish this card from field states. So it prevents 1 destruction from Dusters or Storms, which is really good, and you can bring back with Promethean Princess. If you have never had a good target, now you have because you can prevent the destruction of your Battles, and your opponent wants to crash it, you have to crash it first. And you have other stuff to prevent them from being crashing because your Rescue Ace spell traps can float into monsters and into like interrupts. So that's why. Speaking of Promethean, of course the Promethean and the Hitso for our Link trees. You don't need that much Link trees in my opinion. Link tree, the most important one is Promethean. I would say I would cut this for another Promethean, but sometimes I need these for the extra draws, for the greed sometimes. So I want to put this. And then the newest additions, the Rescue Ace Arbitrator. But this card, you guys don't know what this card does. It's a 2 fire attribute monster or above, or more, not above. And with this card's Link Summon, you can add a Hydrant or H-Quarter from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So you can salvage from your grave as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in the graveyard, have to be in the deck. You can just add from either place. And up to twice per turn, when your Rescue Ace Quick Spell or Normal Trap is activated, you can target one card on your opponent's field and destroy it. So this provides more interruption when you activate cards like Emergencies, Rescue Alert, or just Extinguish and Contain. You get extra pop, extra interruption, and not to mention it's a Rescue Ace card. It's better option than before that you have to end your field on like the Emblem Waves, which is not a Rescue Ace monster. So it kind of bumps us when we make into Emblem Whale, but our back row can't activate, especially the traps, because you don't control a rescue ace monsters. This prevents that from happen, and also having it as a rescue ace monsters, you can use emergency alert, not alert, or the rescue to bring it back, and also use this preventer to banish it and then to summon it back, which is good as well. So you have a beater, and also it's a rescue ace card, which is like these cards. It looks mediocre because it's a Link 4, but the fact that rescue ace doesn't lack monsters, it doesn't lack resources. Once you get to the point that you have every resources on the eyes can seize, you can just generate unlimited of bodies, including this. So this is just gonna stay there like forever, if we like play correctly, of course. So I really like these cards. And the last two Link 2s will be Zelantis and Raging Phoenix. This is for your go for game, and also the interrupts of things, because Zelantis says with you banish every monster as possible and then bring it back. And then if you guys didn't notice, is that once your fire attacker uses effects during a turn, it's only fire, so Zelantis can't always summon out. You have to bear in mind that you are locked into fire extracts, so don't make that mistake. I made it once, and luckily I didn't like mistakes that much, otherwise it'd be awkward. So this is two are needed. For the side decks, I built it according to the pie chart that released recently, so these are my choices. The first one will be kinda weird. It's two Santa Claus. This is for the Lunar Knights, and we have almost no ways to get rid of the Liger Dancers. This is my go-to cards to clear Liger Dancers, and also it's unlike Kaiju, you can only give one. If your opponent like make double Liger Dancer or worse triple Liger Dancer, at least you can clear like two of it, which is already ease up the board. With just two cards, you clear two Liger Dancers. If the opponent only play two Liger Dancers, they're not gonna get back the Liger Dancers anytime soon, so good luck with that. So I play Santa Claus to get rid of those. And one crazy matchup against Yami as well. I set this in against Yami, and then like they end on the Snatchy, one Synchros and one Herald, and then I just give this to their Synchro monsters. Now I only need to deal with one Herald, which is fine. And then the Lancias, we still have Malice and Orcus in the environment, have to give respects, so why not? The second bell for Mitsurugi's, and I go for more simple approach now, because this deck has the common problems that this deck has problem deal with back rows, and their traps and spell doesn't deal with back row except for the new Link Force. So I play mostly board breakers to clear whatever it is, and Raigeki is kind of nice against Mitsurugi as well. If they play pure Mitsurugi, they're mostly gonna end up like the Murakumo and the IP. You activate this, you force out the IPs, and then if they link into something else, makes it even more easier board now, because they lost their Murakumos, and if they don't set the trap, you can just use this to bait the traps, or either one to bait the traps and then the Murakumo is effect. You can just use the bell to stop it, which is more value off of it. And then speaking of that, you can have Crown and Tactics. This is for going second as well, because going second, you want as much possible to remove monster off your opponent's field. So by using this, you can just like easily clear off. Although yes, Crown does allows the monsters to not leave the fields, but you still have to like ways to get rid of it. So that's why I play this. And then the last one is Three Sword of Judgment. This is the only one you use for go first, because you still have problem against evenly matched and dusters and kind of stuff. Yep, so that's it for the deck profile. And hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys got anything wanted to ask, you should let me know down in the comments below. The combo of the deck is still basically the same, so I'm not really gonna showcase it or explain much. You just replace the Emblem Whale for the new Link Force. It's basically just same, and of course you extra draw one with the headquarters. So yeah, if you guys got any other more decks you want me to like test out or do a deck profile, explain my opinions, I'll be happy to do so. Just let me know next time, and we'll see you guys soon.